Finally. Right. Single player. New campaign. Shogun 2. Right. We have choice of clans. How much newer are the externals? Much newer. So, we can be the Chosokabe, the Shimazu, the Hojo, the Mori, the Oda, the Date, the Takeda, Tokugawa, the Yusugi, the Ikoiki. There are 3 factions in this that are my favorites. One is the Ikoiki, because I once had a hilarious disaster of a campaign with these guys that was just incredibly memorable. I think I managed to... I had this whole peasant army thing going on, and I managed to capture Kyoto, and then all of the other factions just immediately wiped me out. And I had this heroic last stand of my angry peasants versus all the samurai, and it was glorious. It was glorious. It was a disaster, but it was glorious, and I've always liked them as a result of that. Other favorites include the Takeda, because they're the clan that are in Kagemusha, which is an awesome film. The Takeda. And their whole shtick is cavalry as well, and that's nice because cavalry are pretty good in this game. So that's nice. That's nice. They have an awkward central starting location though. And my other favorite is the Shimazu, because this is the first faction I played and completed a campaign as in the original Shogun Total War, and I picked them at the time for basically no reason other than I liked the green color scheme. Get in the sea, Jonesy. Be gone. Take your anime bullshit elsewhere. Anyway, yeah, Masters of Integrity. I think these guys get some slightly better katana infantry, don't they? Yeah, superior katana samurai. Increased loyalty for all generals, reduced recruitment and upkeep. For katana samurai, can recruit superior katana heroes. And the great thing about them is they start off in this really good starting position right down here. Bottom left there, and then you can sort of move out, you can secure this whole island and then move on to elsewhere. They're a good faction like that. I don't think I'm going to go Ikoiki because I'm just not really willing to put up with that right now. I think it's going to come down to these 2. I did have a relatively successful campaign as the Oda once, actually, as well, in the original Shogun. Now that I think about it. Having the basic peasant Ashigaru units actually being, like, semi-competent is surprisingly powerful, at least early on. Do you want to have a go at the Takeda, though? Improve morale for cavalry, can recruit superior cavalry, and reduce recruitment costs and upkeep for all cavalry. They're a bit of a one-trick pony, this lot. Pun not intended, I suppose. We're playing as the green guys just now. I think there's another sort of unmentioned bonus here with the Shimazus. I think they get some earlier access to, like, the gunpowder stuff as well. This lot. The units actually differ in different clans? Virtually no. No. One of this game's big weakness is also one of its strengths, in that all of the factions have virtually identical units. And that's a weakness because it can be a bit dull, especially if you've played a lot of... Well, at the time, if I'd played a lot of Rome Total War, which had very diverse unit rosters, or if these days you've played, like, you know, the Warhammer Total War games, where every faction is monstrously different from all the others. But the strength of it is that they were able to make the AI much better as a result. When every faction's dealing with the same units, the AI seemed to get a lot smarter. And this game probably has, like, the best Total War AI, actually, that I can remember playing with. Probably as a result of the very limited roster of units available in the game. Sounds like you need to refresh your page or something, Jonesy, because I don't think anyone else is having that problem. Yeah, it might be your headphones, mate. I'd check the the jack. It's probably not plugged in properly. So Shimazu is easy mode. Takeda are not. Let's go Takeda. Why not? Battle time limit. You know what? I'll leave that on for 60 minutes just in case of any AI derps. Show CPU moves, yeah. Advisor help. None! I actually, it's been ages since I played this, so I could probably do with a bit of advisor help, but I don't care. Let's play as the Takeda. Lead our clan to glorious defeat. Kagemusha is such a good film, though. Such a good film. It's a long one, though. Like, get ample supplies of popcorn and a comfy seat for that one. But it's good old Akira Kurosawa at his best.
Or 45. This is Sengoku Jidai, the age of the country at war. For 200 years, the Ashikaga shoguns have ruled from Kyoto. Great splendor and power were theirs. Now the overmighty clans no longer obey. The time has come for a new warlord to become shogun.
We're watching you, scum.
But who will be victorious? Takeda lands have always provided for our people. Our enemies are many and envious. They threaten our borders and look for any weakness. To be Takeda is to be born in the saddle. We are master horsemen. Our cavalry astound all. Let others march. We ride. We fly like storms in the mountains. We thunder in battle. Bisha Mountain, the war god, has woken. Now is the time to defeat our enemies. All will bow to the Takeda clan. We wait no longer. Destiny calls. We are the Takeda. Masters of Kai province for centuries, we have always faced aggression from neighboring clans. While we have come to terms with the Imagawa and the Hojo in recent years, the Shinano warlords have been unrelenting in their crusade to seize our lands and crush the clan. Our first priority should be to ensure that an end is put to the Shinano incursions. The Murakami of North Shinano have repeatedly invaded Kai, so bringing them to heel will afford us the chance to build up our military strength. From there, we can proceed into South Shinano, establishing a position at the heart of Honshu, and securing a source of quality stone to supplement our construction and trade efforts. Our relationship with the Imagawa has grown strong in the recent years, and I recommend keeping this as such. Their aid would be most welcome should hostilities resume against the Hojo and we expand into the Kanto area. As our clan grows in stature, the Shogun is bound to take action against us. Our proximity to Kyoto makes us a potential threat to the Shogunate, and we must be prepared to withstand his attempts at subjugation. If they do not relent, then we will be forced to take action ourselves for the greater good of Japan. In that event, we must be prepared to fend off all who would attack us, no matter from where that threat emerges. If the Shogun wishes to halt our expansion, let him come here and reckon with us himself.
Hey. Right, so mission issued. Defeat an enemy army belonging to the Murakami clan. Dreaded force. Still fearing enemy units for 4 seasons.
If our daimyo is to become shogun,
Right.
military
I thought I
ruler
said
of all
no
Japan,
advisors.
We're watching
we
you.
must defeat the current shogunate, the Ashikaga clan. Capturing
Bugger off. Comrade Alexandra, thank you very much for 30 months of subbage. And Dumpling as well for 7 months. Additionally. I need to stretch. Stand by. That's better. Right. Pastures, horses, obviously. Because we're the Takeda. That's what we do. Right, I am going to slowly reacclimatize myself to remembering how this game freaking works, because it's been ages since I last played it. Oh, let's see. We got 3,000, whatever those are. 3,000 monies. That's our income. Oh, yeah, you have the whole food surplus thing in this, don't you? Mastery of the arts. Oh, yes, the tech stuff. Right, well. Let's go for that first. Diplomacy. Who do we like and who do we hate at the moment? Right. We like these guys. We like these guys. We don't like them, obviously. Are we trading with everyone we could be trading with? We seem to be. Oh, maybe not, actually. Can trade. We're allied with them, but we're not trading with them. Why?
Speak, and I will listen. If I can...
Good.
My...
What about these guys? Are we friendly with these fellas? What about these ones? They're indifferent. Right, well. Trade, please.
Welcome. Be seated.
Cool. And we'll give these guys a try as well.
Sometime. Let...
Right, we got trade agreements. Nice. I like the painted map because it's a nod to the original game, which was all painted map. Because the original Shogun and the original Medieval, their campaign map was a Risk-style thing where you had provinces, then you moved pieces between them. Instead of freely moving units and armies around a campaign map with movement zones like this and stuff like that. And look, to be honest, I always thought the province-based sort of Risk style of doing things was always superior. I really do think it was, because it made the campaign AI so much smarter, having fewer variables to deal with. Unfortunately, they decided not to do that. Like as early as Rome Total War, they decided to junk that. Creative Assembly are weird. It's always like 1 step forward, 2 steps back with those guys. Honestly, they sort of they don't. They're not believers in the maxim, if it's not broken, don't fix it. creative assembly. Like, if they see something that's not broken, you bet they're going to take a spanner out and start mucking about with it for no good reason other than doing it for the sake of it. Which is irritating, but what are you going to do, I suppose? Rice paddies. Trails, which can be upgraded to roads. Pastures. Upgraded to horse breeders. Let's go ahead and get improved irrigation. Oh, ooh, we could upgrade the fort. Is that a good idea? It consumes food, though, doesn't it? That's the thing. We don't have any food surplus right now. So maybe not. We get warhorse stables, though. Right now we can get Takeda Light Cavalry and Takeda Fire Cavalry, whatever the heck that is. We can upgrade to get Bow Cavalry, Yari Cavalry, Katana Cavalry. Ooh. Let's do this. More money is always good. I'll leave it alone for now. This is our army we got at the minute. This gentleman here, and some light cavalry, and some Yari samurai, and some Yari ashikaru, and bow ashikaru. Bow peasants and spear peasants, basically. It's not broken. Fiddle with it, yeah. This is the game where everyone backstabs you when you get too powerful, yeah. Yeah, it's the one that has Realm Divide. So, if you get too powerful, essentially everybody else on the map will declare war on you. Which is interesting, a controversial feature, for sure. But it certainly does make the mid to late game interesting. Which frequently... Problem with earlier Total War games was that the mid to late game got monstrously boring. Rome kind of did a decent job because they had the Roman Civil War, which happens around sort of mid-game, which kind of was alright. Medieval tried to do it a bit with like the Mongol invasion and the Timurids, which could either be hilariously OP and they could push you to the absolute brink, or it could just be a total wet fart and not do anything. But this game went with Realm Divide as its kind of mid-game, late-game mixer-upper. It's our daimyo there. It's our faction leader. How do I recruit stuff? I cannot remember how to recruit stuff. Do I recruit it by the army or do I recruit it here? I recruit it at the... Yeah, so Shogun's is a bit more old school than the later ones that I'm more used to these days. So yeah, you recruit at the settlement. And I don't think you need a general to move units around either, do you, in this? It's more old school. You can have a little group of like peasant spear dudes and wander around and scout with them if you want to. You don't have to have them attached to a general, which is nice. So let's see. He's got that. We could do with more bog basic spearmen, really, actually, and bowmen. I can't remember if archers are any good in this game. It's been ages. It's been bloody ages, man. Archers are usually fairly decent in like vanilla Total War games, but I'm not so sure about this one. They're comically good in Warhammer Total War. Like all kinds of like missile units in Warhammer Total War are stupid OP, but let's get a couple of units of peasants, I think. And I would be happier with those taking on him, just to be on the safe side, because as I've said, I did a couple of custom battles to kind of warm up, and then I lost both of them, so I don't want to take any chances. Wish to keep single unit armies. I mean, yeah, I completely agree. Like I said, one step forward, two steps back. And do you know why they did it, by the way? Like, the reason they did it is because there was a bug that they couldn't fix with their own stupid engine. There is I can't remember exactly how to do it, but there's this glitch you can exploit to basically give an army infinite movement. You do it by, I think, taking a unit out of the army, moving it, putting it back in, or some weird combination thereof. And it essentially allows you to have... It's very tedious to do it, because you have to... like that, but it can give you virtually unlimited movement. And they could never figure out how to fix that problem that they created when they made their Warscape engine, instead of which replaced the old Rome Medieval 2 one. And because they couldn't figure out how to fix it, they decided to make it so units could only be in a general's army, and they could never be detached from the general ever. So... whatever. Creative Assembly! But in spite of that, this game's pretty good. I like Shogun 2 because it's a mix of old Total War and new Total War. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's the best of both worlds, but there's a lot of both of them in there. Well, and I'm not kidding. They genuinely could not fix it because they introduced the glitch with Empire. This was already a thing in Empire. You could still do it in Napoleon, and everyone was aware of it, including the developers. It was in Empire, you could still do it in Napoleon, and you could still do it in Shogun 2. And it was only after Shogun 2 in Rome that they finally got around it by making it so that units could only ever be attached to a general. Genuinely, that's the way it worked. You can do that glitch in this game and in Empire and in Napoleon. Right, is there anything else I am missing before we hit the end turn button of Doom right now? I think so. Right, I can really go nuts with the tax level if I want to. I'm going to say let's not do that, because it will stunt growth. Stopped effective map mod. Yeah, no, yeah, with Empire really... Empire onwards really screwed the modders over. Prior to that, with Rome and Medieval 2, Total War had such a huge and vibrant modding community. Like, it was on Skyrim levels of sheer amounts of mods and cool stuff that was going on. And then they introduced Empire and they basically killed it. They kind of killed it. You still got mods like Darth Mod and stuff, stuff that basically made tweaks to the vanilla game, but never again would you end up with sort of like total conversion stuff. The equivalent of Third Age Total War for Medieval 2, where it's suddenly all Lord of the Rings in Middle-earth, or that kind of thing. Yeah, they completely killed modding when Empire came out. And I remember, because I was in the modding community at the time, I used to make mods for Medieval 2 and Rome 1. And when Empire came out, I was not a happy bunny, for many reasons, many of which being that the game itself was a pile of shite, but also that it became clear that their new engine had screwed over the modding community. So, yeah. Military alliance,
discuss matters of
but they want
mutual
money for
interest, so that all may profit and flourish as a result.
Just say no.
Yari-Ashigaru provide excellent defense against enemy cavalry charges, but their tight formations leave them vulnerable to missile troops and skilled infantry units.
Jolly good. All samurai trade in horsemanship and mounted combat, and although vulnerable to enemy spears, the speed and power of cavalry can be instrumental in turning the tide of battle. Our samurai cavalry is unrivaled, my lord. Furthering our understanding of form will allow us to maintain this advantage. Master the following art form. Oh, sorry, master the following art form. Let's have a little look at that. Where is form? That's all the way down there, right? Cool. Oh, hello. They're on the move. Let's have at 'em. Oh yeah, we're gonna trounce these guys. I didn't realize their army was that small, actually. Quick save. Fight the battle on the battlefield. Oh! No, I've never played Divide and Conquer. I only ever played regular Third Age. There's a reason Darth is making his own games now rather than mods. Yeah, true that. True that. Which ones is he making at the moment, Darth, by the way? Because I know there's a bunch of game series out there now that are being made by former Total War modders. I know one of them is American, the Ultimate General Civil War and Ultimate Admiral as well. Was that Darth doing Ultimate General? Oh, nice. Yeah, the Ultimate General's pretty good. I've never played it myself, but I've watched a lot of videos of it. It looks really, really quite fun. I'm really waiting for Ultimate Admiral to sort of pick up some steam and get good. Because that interests me a bit more personally. Being not an American, I'm less interested in the American Civil War, naturally. But Ultimate Admiral really looks interesting. It's still, I think, early access at the moment, unfortunately. Fog? No, wait. Dry. Start deployment. How is the audio, by the way? It feels a little loud in my ears, but your mileage may vary. And it's your mileage that counts, not mine. Fine here. Okay. I know you have volume controls, Erratic Buddha. I mean the balance between the game audio and my voice. I don't want my voice to be too quiet. I don't want the game to be too loud. It's good, right, then. Japanese not speaking English, what sorcery? Part of me is like, okay, it's nice that they're speaking actual Japanese, and part of me is like, these general speeches are way less fun if they're not in English. Right, got some high ground over here. I like that I am now the cavalry faction. Normally I'm playing against cavalry factions, annoying the pants off me in most strategy games. It just seems to be the way I go. I tend to favor infantry armies. But this time, I am the cavalry master, yes! Although I don't really have much cavalry to speak of at the moment, but soon. I played some more Mountain Blade Bannerlord yesterday. Actually. I played some more Bannerlord yesterday. I ended up... most frustrating fight ever. I ended up in a battle with a bunch of step raiders. Step bandits, on the horses with bows. And to begin with, and I had a bunch of exclusively infantry units. I was trying to avoid the bastards on the campaign map, but they caught up to me and I had to fight. And I ended up with my little blob of infantry guys against a bunch of horsemen with bows. And at first, actually, the battle was going quite good, because what happened was I spawned near a group of rocks. And so what I did was I maneuvered my troops into the rocks, so that to come and get me, the cavalry had to they could either plink away very inaccurately with their bows from a distance, or they could charge into the rocks and come and get me, at which point the infantry would massacre them, because they'd just get stuck and then die. Yeah, don't go near the steps. It's good advice for Bannerlord. It's scary. They're moving strangely because they don't see the rest of my army, but they do see my cavalry. But it was going great. It was going great. I'd killed about half their cavalrymen by having them just come at me through the rocks. And then what happened? Well, a random stray arrow struck my character in the head and insta-killed me. At which point, my troops then went into lol Zergrush charge mode. They all charged out of the rocks and were picked off one at a time by the horse archers with their lances, and I lost the battle. I was fucking furious. I believe I might have actually shouted out loud, "You fucking idiots," at my computer. I was not happy. I was not happy. Oh dear. Now, how can I? You can't do the later Total War game thing where you click and drag them, can you? Do they? Oh dear. All right, and you can't do the early Total War game thing where you click and drag and it automatically kind of preserves the formation. I mean, I think if I click like this, yeah, they all decide to go into a long line. Whereas if you were playing Rome Total War, they'd keep the formation automatically. You know, like smart cookies. Just walk, Lance, just walk. No rush. Arrows at bottom left. Oh yeah, there is that, isn't there? It's kind of annoying though. I really like the click and drag feature from I don't know which one they introduced that with. I think it might have been Total Warhammer. Hello, light cavalry. I suppose you guys probably aren't going to be good for very much other than a flanking attack on some archers or something. And then an occasional bit of scouting, I guess. Let's have a look at these guys. Melee attack 5, charge bonus 20, bonus versus cavalry 7, melee defense 2. Whoa. Yari Samurai are attack 6, defense 8, armor 5. Ambulance going by outside. There's a lot of them recently. These guys are attack 4, defense 3. Gotta relearn them stats. Okay, yeah, so these guys are a little bit pants, but used correctly, they could still be battle winners, I reckon. One of my favourite Total War Total War campaigns I ever played was an Arthurian Total War campaign. An Arthurian Total War was a Rome Total War mod, specifically for Barbarian Invasion, actually. And the map was basically the British Isles around the time of the legend of King Arthur. It was a fairly historically accurate job, though. Like, they really tried their best with the very limited sources available to provide quite an accurate representation of Dark Age Britain, of that era. And in that mod, I played a campaign as, I think it was Gwynedd, one of the northern Welsh factions. And the whole thing with Arthurian was that it was one of the hardest mods to play. It was really tough, and mostly because the economy was really skewed against the player. You were constantly in debt pretty much all the time, and you could very rarely recruit units because unit upkeep cost was incredibly high. So you had to make do with the few units you had as sparingly as possible in order to win. And Gwynedd's whole thing was that they had very good cavalry. And I ended up playing this entire campaign that was basically virtually all my battles were fought with just these same units of about 5 cavalry. And I got really, really, really good with managing an army of pure cavalry. I've forgotten how to do all of that, of course, so I'll embarrass myself playing this, but that was a lot of fun. I want to try and tempt them over here, honestly. I don't know if it can be done, though.
Hidden units, my lord! Treacherously meant to ambush us!
Oh yeah, you can get you guys to dismount in this, can't you? Right. Back you go. Do not charge the Ashigaru, they will wreck us completely. Okay, didn't lose nearly as many to the archers there as I thought I might have. Right, I think we've managed to provoke them. Just keep trying to tempt them up here. You fools. Yeah, come on. Come on. Yeah. This way. I'm probably overthinking this, considering how much better my army is and bigger my army is than theirs, but it's about forming good habits. Move forward a bit. See, they're wisely retreating now, which certainly Total War AI and other games would not be nearly so clever to do. Let's see if we can get a rear charge on these guys. And quickly retreat. Ooh, are they wavering? They're wavering. Goodness me. Yeah, this way, peasants, this way. I've been watching Variax play The Witcher 3 recently. You mentioned Game of Thrones. This is related. I've been watching Variax play The Witcher 3 on YouTube recently. Very thoroughly enjoying it. Because I remember watching his original Witcher Let's Play about 10 years ago, and it was great. So it's fun seeing him play The Witcher 3 now, all these years later. And he was playing Gwent for the first time. And he commented on the order of units in Gwent in terms of the ranks. You know, like you have the infantry guys at the front, missile units second rank, and then siege units at the back. And he very dryly observed that, oh, I thought the siege units go at the front, in front of the infantry. That's what Game of Thrones taught me, anyway. It's so sad that Game of Thrones has become such a joke. Oh, I forgot you could put these guys into a Yari war formation. Took the AI doing it just now to make me realise that. Dumber of Heresy, thank you very much for 25 months of subbage. Ah, you fools. So put the wind up them. Shattered, routing, get in, yes. Yes. Man, I wish I could do that in Dominions 5. Just tell my archers to stop shooting my own damn troops. Yep, this is the one. This is it. Shogun 2. This is what they're giving out for free, and I'm playing the campaign that the original game comes with right now. So this is what you see is what you get right now. If you get the game for free on Steam right now, highly recommend it. Now this is something that Total War games could never master, was it? Doesn't seem to matter which Total War game you play. Cavalry just cannot chase down routing units effectively. In fact, you can't chase them down at all. They always end up behaving really weirdly like this. I think they were a bit better at it in the old sprite-based Total War games, Medieval 1 and Shogun 1. But ever since Rome, they've not been able to figure out how to make cavalry chase down routing units. Well done, light cavalry. Vulnerable to matchlocks. Is there anyone who's not? Good point. A salient point there, sir. I suppose they're vulnerable to matchlocks though, because like they're a bigger target though, right? I think that's what it's getting at, isn't it? I'm assuming it's these guys that are vulnerable to matchlocks. Maybe not, actually. Najinata Warrior Monk Cavalry. God, I want some of that. Do you know I discovered the other day that there's warrior nuns in this game, and either I had no idea that was a thing, or it's something that got added in a patch, or something long after I stopped playing. But there's actual Sisters of Battle in this game.
Hidden units, my lord. Treacherously meant to ambush us.
Okay. Let's try and do what we did last time. Man, you guys, if you guys enjoyed Shogun 2 and like this time period, you so gotta watch Kagemusha. Because it is Shogun Total War the movie. It's so good. Okay, that was a bit grim. The guys are shaking now. They are just like cavalry. I should probably remember that. They're not samurai. But, on the bright side, the plan's working. What are guys doing in their spear for war formation? Do they lose fatigue if they're in spear wall? I need to check that. Does holding the spear wall formation actually drain their... just say they're active as opposed to fresh. So I'm going to say maybe it does. Have some arrows. I'm gonna get my Yari Samurai to finish them off like last time. Oh, they're running for it. Good stuff. In fact, the Yari Shout Samurai should be able to catch them actually with that boost active. Really good stuff. Are people still playing the multiplayer for the original Call of Duty? Are they really? That's good to know. I never played it myself, but I heard it was mostly because we didn't have a decent internet connection back then, but I heard it was pretty good. I'm taking this battle very slowly, but let's call it a leisurely pace, shall we? Getting some good practice in with the cavalry. Feeling out how they work. which is going to be quite important for this faction. Yeah, they seem to be down to some light cavalry and their archers now. There was, now you mentioned that, Jonesy, there was it's not quite the same thing, but I suppose almost in a way it is. I forget what it was called, the Mountain Blade third-party standalone jobby, the Napoleonic one, that was exclusively, like, multiplayer. That had a game mode which was more or less what you describe. You played pitched battles between two armies, and effectively each human player would control I don't know if squad is the right word, but a block of infantry or a unit of cannons or something like that. And so you would end up with actually quite a large field battle, but with each unit being commanded by an individual player. It was actually quite good fun. And I'm not much of a multiplayer guy myself, but that was actually quite a lot of fun. How are you guys doing? You're winded. Oh boy, yeah. We need to, I think, abort the spear wall formation. I think it's strictly speaking necessary right now. The OG Battlefront 2. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. OG Battlefront 2 was quite fun. The space battles, where you can transport guys across to the enemy capital ship and try and destroy their control room and everything. God, that was great fun. Sometimes, it's nice when a developer makes a multiplayer mode that's just fun, as opposed to filled to the brim with, ranked systems and loot boxes and garbage like that. And microtransactions and all that kind of stupid nonsense. It's actually quite nice when a multiplayer game is just fun. No more, no less. You pays your money, you have fun. Get him, lads. Battle Royale seems to be the sort of latest insufferable fad.
My lord!
At the moment.
A glorious victory will soon be yours!
Multiplayer stuff in general seems to be at the moment, like, routing, good stuff. It seems to be either a Battle Royale total free-for-all, or it's games where you have to play as part of a squad and be told what to do by a bloke on voice comms who'll get really angry with you if you're a noob and don't know what you're doing. That there's no middle ground of just good old-fashioned fun. Go flying. I want to see how many casualties we took in total on this one in the end, because I played this very conservatively and took more time than I needed to, but in the hopes of reducing casualties. The little guy goes flying. I love old Total War game physics. Decisive victory. Catchy music. I believe Jeff Van Dyke did the music for this. He did all the music for the old Total War games, like Shogun 1, Medieval 1, Rome, and Medieval 2. He did all those, and I think they got him back to do Shogun 2, which is why the soundtrack of this game is so good compared to all the other Total War games. I believe that's why. Jeff Van Dyke is the god of music, yeah. His Total War soundtracks are fucking superb. Well, we lost 48. I like cavalry rather understandably leveled up there, because they did the lion's share of the hard work. About 417 kills with just 60 light cavalry. I'm quite pleased with that. We lost 20 of them as well, so not too bad. Hooray! Dreaded force, yes. Instills fear. Let's finish him off, shall we? I haven't actually played Three Kingdoms, gotta be honest. I wasn't massively turned on by the sort of pseudo-fantasy thing they were doing with it, which is compounded with the fact that I've never been that into Chinese history. I truly don't know much about the game. I've not even watched anyone else play it. Crazy, it's crazy. I could just... new Total War game comes out these days, just don't care, honestly. Used to be the case that I'd be sat there outside the fucking game store waiting to pick up my copy. Right, those seem like rather nice conditions.
Takeda の武者どもよ、己の役目を忘れるな。立ちさばきを天に任せれば、おのずと運は開かれる。敵軍を自国に送るのじゃ。
Am I at all interested in the upcoming Troy Total War?
ここが
No.
我が軍の生命線。ここを破られたら、勝利への希望は絶たれる。今日の敵は。武士の誇りのかけらもない奴らだ。野心生まれで蔑まれながら死ぬ。奴らの腐った屍は
Dropping those crazy insults.
で葬られる。敵方の戦意が落ちていることは兵の数を見れば一目瞭然。
It's nice that general speeches are here, but it's not a patch on the Roman general in Rome Total War yelling, "I'll tear out their livers." Really?
戦に勝ち、兄者をさらに喜ばせようぞ。
This game does have nice battle maps, doesn't it, actually? Kind of forgot about that. It does have very nice battle maps.
場用意完了にてござる。総大将兵隊にござる。総大将兵隊にござる。大将にござる。
Let's go, chaps. They're just gonna suicide charge me. Curious to see, actually. I think they might be. Oh boy. Holy shit, here they come. Fair enough. Element of surprise and all that, I guess.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
Oh, they changed their minds. Well, at least they had the wisdom to try and attack the flank. Oops, wrong button. Pointed guard mode. Bless them, they tried, didn't they? Go on, get moving. Nah, they're gonna get away, but they'll be destroyed in this battle anyway. They have nowhere left to run. We were talking about Assassin's Creed a lot in the Discord server lately. Goodness knows why. I think it's because Izalena's playing it at the moment and keeps spamming messages about it all the time. But yeah, the Valhalla thing. A lot of people are very meh about it. It kind of interests me, admittedly. Like, I'm okay with playing Ubisoft Viking Simulator. I have to admit, but I'm very nonplussed with the Assassin's Creed games these days because it's just, you know, like I played Odyssey. I even streamed it, and like it was technically fine. I had fun with it, but Ubisoft games are just so cynical, you know? There's no passion put into them, it feels like. You know, I feel like Odyssey was turned into an open world RPG purely because, you know, the board of directors said, right, Witcher 3 is really popular right now, we should make a game like that. And then Assassin's Creed Odyssey was born. I can only assume Valhalla is a bit God of War inspired. I mean, I'm totally okay with Viking Simulator, especially if you got like cool battles on long ships and stuff. That could be good fun, you know. I won't lie, it could be good fun, but I will not be able to shake the feeling the entire time that this was a game made by a committee of businessmen and not because someone was really dead passionate about making a really awesome Viking game. Yeah, I heard Odyssey gets super grindy later on. Like, really outstays its welcome. I didn't get that far. Lost one guy in that battle. Hey, well, General's level up, he's got a star. Hooray. It always annoyed me that in Total War, enemy general's AI is not as good as the stars indicate, because that would be you know, that would be the intuitive, obvious thing, right? Enemy general's got 6 stars, his AI is going to be really good. But unfortunately, that would require them to invent an AI that was super good and then dumb it down, depending on how many stars the general doesn't have. Like, you go up against a no-star or 1-star general and the AI acts like a dumbass, it's like, well, fine. He's a rubbish general. You go up against, like, a 5-star general, and the AI is really, like, whip smart. Like, that would be really cool. You would learn to fear enemy generals with loads of stars. You'd be like, oh shit, this guy's a big deal. I need to take him seriously. Right. Let's get warhorse stables. With Takeda, we might as well get access to that good cavalry, eh? I think that'd be a good idea. These guys are replenishing. Our dude has leveled up. So let's see, strategist, warrior. Strategist. If he's in combat, we're doing something wrong. If you ask me. Extra movement range is marvelous. And a retainer. Soldier's mistress. Or hero worshipping boy. So soldier's mistress. Recruitment? Do you want to recruit anything? Extra unit of archers, maybe? Extra unit of peasants. Oh, no, forget that. More light cavalry. My light cavalry are pretty damn good. Useful bloody unit. Hojo is expanding ruthlessly right now, good grief.
Ideal for whittling down the enemy before battle is joined. These troops are best kept at range and will suffer heavy losses if engaged in melee.
Ideal for whittling down the enemy before battle is joined, or if you're playing Total War Warhammer.
For riding down fleeing enemies. Or
It's they're ideal for making your entire army consist of nothing but archers, because they will completely obliterate the enemies if they're equipped with machine guns. Now studying strategy of defense. Securing Shinano. Yeah, okay. I was kind of on the way to doing that anyway. Just gonna have to speed it up a bit. Right, I was gonna do something, and now I don't bloody remember what it was.
仰せのままに。殿、次のご命令はいかに。御用ですか。恥ずかしながらできません。ご命令を。
Now it is winter. We have our improved irrigation. Hooray! Which means more money.
御用ですか。いざ進軍。
Alright, let's
仰せのままに。
cautiously advance here.
仰せのま
Oh,
ま
we're
に。
going to take attrition though, because it's winter. No, head
いざ
back.
進軍。次はいかがいたしましょう。
That's probably worth getting, actually. Just not right now. Wait a turn or two. I don't want to run out of money. Oh, look, a little rainbow. Look how quickly the end turns go in this compared to Total Warhammer. My goodness.
ご命令を
It's a refreshing change.
殿に従います
Right, it's spring.
直ちに
Time to get a marching.
殿次のご命令はいかに
As we figure out where...
それではい
Ah!
かがいたしましょう
We have found them. Right, it's him there. Oh, and I could be wrong, but I don't think there's bullshit garrison mechanics in this either. What we see is what we get in that town, I think. If it says 1 unit on the banner, that's all that will be there. I won't attack and then suddenly find that it's got an entire army of 5,000 men that's just the garrison.
殿に従います
I think. Let's do that to be on the safe side.
そう戦
Right, retreated into the castle.
上なき誉れなりこれぞ戦
And unfortunately, I'm just short on movement points. That's frustrating, but never mind. Let's upgrade that as well. Does mean that my home province right now is woefully under-defended, but I'm not expecting an attack from anyone right now. Because the Hojo own this, and they're at peace with us, and we're friendly with them, if I recall, unless I've managed to offend them, but I don't think I have.
お命じください
I had to go one of the historical battles for this game as well, actually. They are monstrously hard. Kind of weird, actually. Like, I remember in the old Total War games, historical battles were just sort of these fun little flavor battles with some added narrative. But in this game, they seem to be like a real challenge for the people who've played loads of the game and want something ball-crushingly hard to attempt. Maybe it was just the particular battle I picked, but it was rough. I got pretty thoroughly destroyed. Your time has come. The sieges are very different in this game as well, aren't they? You don't have to sit there and build siege towers and battering rams and crap like that. You guys sort of get the grappling hooks out, so to speak, and scale the walls themselves. This is samurai retainers. What did you miss? Like one battle. Really? One battle that I unnecessarily drew out just because I didn't want to take casualties. Does security count as old if it's from the last decade? Does it really? I feel like it's going to be at least 10 years old to count as old. There's like what counts as retro these days? Like, what counts as a retro game? In my mind, it's anything from like 2001 and prior. That's retro to me. Fog. Do you know what? Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll attack with fog. Retro is pre-2010s. Bollocks, is it? Bollocks, is it? Fallout New Vegas is not retro.
立ちさばきを天に任せればおのずと運は開かれる敵軍を地獄に送るのじゃ敵にとってはここが正念場
Retro is a poorly defined word. Okay, we'll put it this way. Retro enough to actually stream it with the retro tag on Twitch. Look at it that way. Is it retro enough for people to not look at you weirdly if you streamed it with the retro tag on Twitch? See, now everyone agrees pre-2000s, exactly, yeah, see?
兄者は皆を誇りに思っておられるに違いない。この戦に勝ち、兄者をさらに喜ばせようぞ。
Imagine streaming this with the retro tag. That's a bit of a fishing expedition, isn't it? And a half, isn't it, really? Okay, it is really foggy, isn't it? Wow, okay, fine. I'm hoping it'll get a few less of my guys killed, though, when we attack. As we get showered with arrows heading up the hill here. Which angle do we want to tackle this from is the question. I'm assuming we want to attack where the wall is shortest. That just seems like common sense to me. So... there is a gate here as well. Tell you what, yeah, let's go from... we'll go from here. May want to dismount the cavalry, actually. Although I don't intend to send them in unless it's absolutely desperate. I think I might dismount the daimyo as well. Daimyo? The general. He's not actually the daimyo. Get marching, lads. I remember the I mean, it's not far off actually, but I remember the smallest castle in the original Shogun was literally a wooden wall in a square with nothing inside it. That was like the lowest tier of castle in the original Shogun. It was just a wooden square with a gate at the front and nothing inside it. It's just something of an improvement. Look at the size of those bows. They're freaking massive. Oh boy, time to get running. At least they're polite enough not to shoot my Yari samurai. There go the arrows. Whee! Oh, beautiful. Ketchup all over the screen. We're going to have to throw a lot of torches at this gate, aren't we? Oh no, actually it's not too bad. In you go, lads. Ah, there is something about sieges in Shogun 2. They just look so freaking impressive. Oh dear, these guys aren't having a great day, are they? My general. He's all the way back here. Oh my goodness. Get up there, you fool. No wonder I've got wavering units up here. Fucking hell. Oh dear. Alright, look, they're cavalry and you're spearmen. Deal with it, alright? Is the blood splatter the most expensive DLC right now? That's funny. Managed to get their general. I don't think we have we? The sneaky little git managed to elude us. That's okay. He will not elude us for long. Neck at the gate. Well, the Irish samurai being absolute heroes in this game. Oh, come on, don't do this. You are kidding me. Jesus. Fine. Never knew this game to crash in the past, if I'm honest. That surprises me quite a bit. It's unfucking too. Like, there's no excuse. I was praising it too much, clearly. Creative Assembly. At least the game's free right now, I suppose. You can't argue you're not getting what you pay for, I guess. Yeah, this time around we can maybe do it a little bit better, as in remember to actually move the general up with his troops so his aura buff is being applied, because my goodness. Just as soon as it loads. Sorry guys, it's Shogun 2 takes ages to load on the splash screen thing. It just works. Yeah. Come think of it, there's an awful lot that Bethesda and Creative Assembly have in common. Don't forget Rise of the Samurai. Rise of the Samurai is pretty good. It's Fall and Rise. You never played it? Wow, you're missing out. There it is, Rise of the Samurai. Minamoto, Kisa Minamoto, Taira, and the Fujiwara. Different time period, and it's, yeah, 1175, so All the gear looks a bit different. 16 times the detail. Still would have liked a Mongol invasion campaign, but you know, I'll settle for this. Anyway, look at this latest news. Rome 2 has been announced, everybody. Look, they got the YouTube video of the trailer and everything. Oh, we did not know what was coming, did we? We were naive. How far will you go for him? How far will I go not to play Rome 2? God, the hype around Rome 2 though was crazy. I think that's what made the final product seem even worse. Because for a lot of people, myself included, Rome Total War was the best Total War game. It was like the peak. It was the finest thing Creative Assembly had ever produced. And the sequel to that? Yeah, people were hyped. Especially people like me who are Roman history nerds. Because that was my favorite period of history at the time. Ancient Rome. Bugger off! I said no advisors. Rome 2 looks like a great game. Might not buy it on launch though, yeah. Alright, Nostradamus. Shinoyama or Tianchi next in Dominions 5. Who is going to be my next Dominions 5? I'm thinking either Ermor, like Undead Ermor, or maybe Pangaea. All the forest goats. They're kind of interesting. Just go all in on nature magic. Make my god the giant tree, etc., you know. Okay. Can I wait until it's foggy again? Because that was useful. Never mind. Once more, with feeling. Name that NPC. Okay. Let's try this again. This time we bring the general with us. Look at the balloons. Middle-aged Ermor are supposed to be one of the strongest factions in the game. They look fascinating to me mostly because they don't have a unit roster. On their nation overview screen, there are no fucking units. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's because they summon all of their undead. Whatever happens, they look like they're going to be very different to play, which should be fun. I'd quite like to have a go at Abyssia as well, once I've finished being battered by them in the Dudley campaign, anyway. That's just because I really like the Azi. You know, the three-headed dragon god thing. again.
足軽の弓隊です命令を総大将護衛兵にござる倍の速さで
Oh my god, what are you doing? Lunatics. Shoot their general. Seems like a good target. Samurai up that side. I've played a lot of games recently. I've been been a bit of a gaming butterfly recently. I've been flitting between different ones. I played a tiny bit of Outward yesterday, which certainly looks interesting, although it's the ball-crushingly difficult combat is turning me off a little bit. Oh, dude's flying off the walls! I played some more Battle Brothers, just to refresh my memory on it a bit, because I'm thinking of streaming it at some point. And it's still good. Battle Brothers is still just marvellous. And I played some more Red Dead Redemption 2 last night as well, right before bed. Because oddly enough, I find Red Dead 2 a quite relaxing game. It's a real slow burn, that one. Which you wouldn't necessarily, I suppose, expect from a Rockstar game, but there it is. They've changed a lot over the years, those guys, haven't they? Regroup position, was that? Oh. Rally, come on. Yeah, fire into that big old mess over there. Why are you guys just standing there? Come on. It's going to actually be going worse this time. Well, the fact that their general's routing can't be doing them any favours, I suppose. I wonder if they can get him. I wonder if we can pin him down and get him. Ah, there he goes. Oh, maybe? Someone stabbed that general! Big old mosh pit. These archers are getting some kills. Yeah, it is a weirdly relaxing game, isn't it? In between just galloping around and enjoying the landscape and making camp and cooking the deer you killed earlier. It's a real slow burn. It's like the video game equivalent of a Stanley Kubrick movie. You sit there and you just enjoy the experience. Obviously, it does have gunfights naturally, but they're surprisingly. If you think about like how much actual gunfighting you do in the game as a percentage of your playtime, it's very small. At least at the point of the game I'm at right now. Look at that big pile of corpses. Marvelous. The blood god is pleased. And we are dressed in his colours as well, so again, my Yari Samurai are being total heroes right now, and I appreciate it, even if an awful lot of them are going to die. These helmet jobbies they're wearing with the big wide brims are kind of sensible against arrows, right? Doesn't it help that most of the unit is just sat outside and not actually fighting? Come on, guys, get in there. What are you doing? Aside from wavering. Feel free to fall back, you guys. Come on. Oh, boy. You are running like a whipped dog. Oh, this is not going well, guys. Goddamn game. It was going fine earlier and then you crashed and made me do it again, you twat. Oh, he's got an Inspire ability. I completely forgot about that.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
Grave danger's exaggerating it a little bit, I think, right? Famous last words. Wait for it. Wait for it. My archer's out of ammo. Those guys aren't. Where did their general end up? They are shooting my general. You absolute gets. Fuck it, we're sending in the cavalrymen. Oh, we got some of our guys have come back. Okay, good. That's nice at least. My Yari samurai have not come back, which displeases me greatly, but man, these guys are putting up such a fight, aren't they? Maybe I should climb the wall somewhere else. You lads. Not that way! What are you doing? Get in there. Are we winning? It's honestly a little difficult to say. Oh boy. Get in there. What does rallying do precisely? You guys stop.
Our men are running from the battlefield! Shameful display!
Yes! We got our first shameful display of the stream! Well, I know siege battles can be bloody, but wow, this one was nuts. Yeah, these my cool experienced light cavalry as well that are kicking ass up here. It's good to see that.
やりきば用意完了にてござる。大将にござる。殿、参上いたしました。
I think we've done it. Whoa, costly victory. Yeah, you don't say. Have I ever tried the medieval 1212 AD mod for Attila? No, because I've barely played Attila because it runs like dog shit. Wow. Totally lost an entire unit of Yari Samurai. Damn, man. They got upgraded, but there's none of them left. Same with these Yari Ashigaru. It's alright, we did it.
Alternative to straightforward occupation. Upon capture of a castle town, there is also an option to loot it as well. Doing so...
I said no advisors. Peacefully occupied. Hooray. Inspired endeavors. Well done. Promoted to death.
Farms supply food and castle
this is
towns
going to need
consume
repairing.
it. Although food is
Somehow.
automatically distributed across all our provinces, if the total consumption in towns is not matched by farms, then food shortages can occur, which will lead to unrest.
Oh, there's
and
the repair button.
ultimately, rebellion.
And we've got a food surplus now, which is nice. Paper map's lovely. As I said, it's a throwback to the original Shogun too, because this pretty much it was a bit more colourful, but this pretty much is what the map looked like in the original Shogun Total War. So I like that they've got the best of both here. Got the old paper map and also the flashy 3D.
When unhappiness becomes too great, the peasants will riot.
Seriously? No. No. None. I specifically selected none. I'll leave battle advice on in case it says something useful, but although I will bump to low. Okay. Can't recruit anything here. How's our poor army doing? They're replenishing a little slow. But it's okay. Now, wonderful thing about this is it's an older Total War game, which means I can recruit a bunch of units here, like so, and send them up without a general by themselves to go join them over there. It's lovely. It's wonderful. Hey, it's fixed. And I can now recruit Bow Samurai. How do they compare then? Much better morale, obviously. Better melee attack. They've got better melee attack than Yari Ashigaru. That is interesting. Word skill 40. Range about the same. Slightly more ammunition. Much better accuracy. 2 turns, but let's have some. Not much else to do, is there, really, right now? Can't build anything extra. Might send a unit out to scout. In fact, shouldn't we have some agents? I guess I don't have the building required to recruit some. But there's a distinct lack of ninjas right now. On this campaign map, damn it. Infamous for their formidable archers? Yeah. Maybe horse archers, but which I'm going to enjoy having access to, believe me. Does Control S save the game? Yeah, it does. Nice. That you know of, indeed.
Consider this our offer, and do so with all your undoubted wisdom.
See, I could, Hojo, but in Total War games, sometimes it's not a great idea to drag yourself into a military alliance, because you'll just go declaring war on half of Japan, and I'll have to join you, otherwise you'll get mad. So, no.
Long have we talked.
I don't think I get any kind of relations penalty for refusing, so... Ninjas. Yes, Sean Connery ninjas. Okay, so we can upgrade a castle now. We've got a bit of a food surplus. Wait a minute, is Kai a lower level fortress than North Shinano, or are they the same? I think they're the same. Stronghold. Consumes food too. So we'll lose a point of food surplus. But undoubtedly, +5 repression, lovely. Yeah, undoubtedly a good idea. I think we can afford to do both, food-wise. Do I have an extra recruitment slot there? I bloody do. I didn't even realise. No, we don't, actually. Never mind. Ignore me.
Unlike Bo Ashigaru, both samurai can defend themselves in melee and fire burning arrows into the enemy.
Yes. Yeah, Ashigaru are very cheap. I mean, that's one of the good things about playing as the Oda, is that you have, you know, vaguely competent Ashigaru units, which you can then spam. And Ikoiki as well. I think they get relatively decent Ashigaru units as well, don't they? If I remember. That's mostly to make up for most of Japan hating you. And not having much access to samurai. Great clan destroyed. Hello. The Mori have been wiped out. Good grief. The Mori, if memory serves, are over here somewhere. Around about here-ish. Or were, anyway. I wonder who wiped him out. Satsume, Higo, Bungo, Buzen. I remember all the province names because, like I said, Shimazu were my boys back in the original Shogun Total War. Or like, Memento Mori, am I right? Am I right? Dear me. Shameful display.
どうぞご命令を。
More bow samurai, honestly. How is the upkeep, actually, on that note? Wow, yeah, it's like double versus those guys. That's definitely a consideration, eh? Still. I think well, I've got to say one of the things I do like about the bow samurai is that when you're in a siege battle like the one I was just in and the shit is hitting the fan, you can actually send them in if you're desperate enough with their swords, especially if they're out of ammo. Two more turns. You know, I think I'm going to send my guys out to scout a bit. And where do we want to expand next as well? That's the question. Unfriendly. Ah, I guess you guys are next on the shit list. And the Jinbo are not very friendly with us either. Do you know who I could be trading with? These guys are indifferent, the Yusugi. Trade agreement.
That today...
Lovely. And these guys?
I am here.
At least the diplomacy AI isn't completely brain dead in this game. That's always nice. You get that. That's a funny thing as well. Like, you get that in the old Total War games, the diplomacy AI was dumb as a box of rocks. And also, I've noticed in Total Warhammer, they can be like that too. Like, you offer them a trade agreement that will do nothing but benefit both parties, and they will still go, no! And just fold their arms like an angry toddler. Bronze Age Egyptians in OG Rome Total War. Yes! Time-traveling Bronze Age Egyptians in Rome Total War was a thing. Oh, don't forget the Oliphants and the Amazons as well. And incendiary pigs, of course. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, the realm divide thing makes... Once that happens, diplomacy becomes pointless, unfortunately, yeah. Incendiary pigs, yes. The Romans in Rome Total War get a unit called incendiary pigs. They are piggies that you set on fire, and the purpose of them is to scare enemy elephants, I think. I tend to usually just recruit a unit for shits and giggles, though. They've never really been very effective. Playing your second favourite Total War game. What's your first favourite? Not that I'm going to judge you by your answer, some guy from the console. Not at all. Warhammer 2. Oh, it's okay. That's fair. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. If you'd said Empire or Rome 2, I would have ejected you from the chat. I wouldn't really, but I might have said shameful display. Is it time to build something new yet? Nope. How's the army looking here now? Decent, right? We'll have a second unit of bow samurai plus the 2 bow ashigaru. So we'll have a fair few archers, which I suppose is nice. Like 4 units of cavalry. Could do with more battle line ultimately, I guess. You like Fall of the Samurai more? Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. I was, like I said, when I did the Twitter poll to see which campaign I should do, I was very surprised to see Fall of the Samurai come last. This was top. Rise of the Samurai came second. I was very surprised by that. I half expected Fall to win, but it came last. Weird. Yeah, that's the thing with the boars, isn't it? Yeah, they eat them and then they respawn basically the next day. It's great. Too much gunplay, which makes combat less interesting. Like, I agree with you. I do agree with you. I mean, as I said earlier, the naval combat in Fall is so much better. That's one of the big pluses for me. But yeah, I'm not big into Total War games which have lots of gunpowder units, personally. There are other strategy games out there that do gunpowder warfare better, basically, than Total War ever has, to be honest. Ultimate General is indeed one of them, yeah. There's that one, I can't remember what it's called. It has one of those really silly generic names. There's that one that's based around Waterloo. It's a Napoleonic jobby, and it's quite low tier graphics. I think a lot of it is sprite work, but is apparently really good, very in depth. Had it recommended to me more than once, and never got around to trying it out. Is it Scourge of War? I can't remember. Something like that. You know what I mean? Really generic sounding. Just you know, generic strategy game word soup title. Yeah, I've watched a lot of videos of Ultimate General Civil War, and I've heard it's very, very good. I'm not massively into the American Civil War, like, as a historical interest. But I've heard it's very, very good. It's kind of why I haven't tried it, really. I'm looking forward to Ultimate Admiral, though. Like, it is out. I think it is out and is available in early access, but I'm waiting for it to become more fleshed out, feature-wise, and hopefully out of early access itself before I buy it. So let's take a unit of cav here and go scouting. Don't want to do that right now. I see no reason to, other than to just get early expansion. Takeda's a fairly difficult faction. They were in the original Shogun as well, actually, if I remember. Trade disrupted. Have they been destroyed? Is that why trade's disrupted? Where are they? The Kizo. Clan destroyed. Yup. That'll do it. War declared. Iko Iki on the Oda. Alright, we can build something now. What do we want? Sake Den to give us ninjas and some other buffs. Yari Drill Yard. Yari Samurai Stables. Sword School. And some other stuff that we don't have research for yet. You know, maybe it's not the best idea, but I really think I want a Sake Den, because I think I want ninjas. Not only for the hilarious cutscenes, but also just to explore the map a bit. Yeah, see, I've looked at the store page for Ultimate Admiral, and I've looked at the screenshots and the feature list and stuff like that. It looks so cool. It looks really, really cool. Like mixed naval and land battles and everything going on. It looks brilliant. Looks awesome. I'm just gonna hold off for now until it's a bit less beta. I'm so glad they kept the cutscenes, by the way, in this. Like the one black mark against Rome Total War for me was the fact that they got rid of the funny cutscenes for agents, because that was always a highlight of the original Shogun to me. Was the cutscenes involving ninjas. No, not Boashiko, just regular Yari dudes. And we want to build down here. Archery dojo. No. I'm thinking sword school. Is what I'm thinking. Yeah, until you've seen them all, I suppose. But you know, it's still wonderful. The Oda. We have encountered the Oda, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Oda. Oh god, they've already got 4 provinces. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, unfriendly. Oda, more like Odia, yeah. We're the cavalry faction, and Oda are the faction that specialize in masked spearmen. Good stuff! Oh, we're actually allied with the Imagawa. I didn't realize that. I thought we were just friendly with them. We are downright allied with them. Fair enough. Yeah, our south is safe, which is nice at least. Mastery of the arts improves our potential for military and civic development. The pointy end. Use the pointy end. Enables building of siege engineers workshop and firebomb throwers. Sounds fun, eh? Let's see. It's so chilly when it's winter, doesn't it? Even the lighting gets darker. Right. Takeda fire cavalry. Sword in their general's hand, ready to slice into a battle line. Attack 11, defense 7, charge bonus 28. Oh. Me want 819 gold a unit, but I want it. No, nowhere near as good as Katana cavalry, though, apparently. What am I missing here? These guys do have a bonus versus cavalry. A much better charge bonus. I guess they're lancers, I suppose. I guess these are our replacement for Yari cavalry. Vulnerable to matchlocks, yeah. Because they're big targets. Oh, no, we do have the actual Takeda Yari cavalry. With a 33 charge bonus. What am I missing with these guys then? Higher than average speed, I guess. Apparently they do inspire other units though, according to whatever I moused over here. Yeah, encourages nearby units. So that's a thing. Oh, I see why we can't recruit these guys. We have to combine it. We have to combine the stables with something else. Well, I'm building a sword school at the minute, which will give me access to katana cavalry at least. Do I not have a Yari drill yard? Actually, I don't, can I? Do I? I had one unit of Yari samurai, but I can't actually recruit any more. That's interesting. Fire cav are like Yari cav that can fight in melee. They're great. Katana cav are for brawling and killing non-spear units. Yari cav can't brawl. Ah, I see. Thanks for that. You may have played this game too much. I know the feeling. United we stand. Our allies currently at war, my lord. Defeat an army belonging to the Oda. I don't want to! I don't want to! I don't want to fight the Oda. Why are you lunatics fighting them? Ay. Oh, hello. I can already upgrade this apparently to a gambling hall. I mean, alright. I'm fine with that. Yes, ninja!
Where darkness meets the shadow, there dwells the ninja. Saboteurs and assassins, happy to do their lord's bidding.
Yeah. There he is. Gonna have some fun with you, my friend. You getting buffering? Let me check. I don't have any dropped frames. Bitrate seems okay. I would change the video quality down below there if it's giving you issues. Katana cavalry, yes. Now we're cooking on lighter fluid. Better known as Shinobi. But I thought Shinobi were a separate unit in this game. You get ninjas and you get Shinobi. You definitely did it in the first Shogun. Yamagawa start at war with the Oda. Oh, well, that explains it, I suppose. I hope they're not doing too badly back there. I would not like to have Oda suddenly in my rear passage. Right, off you go, Mr. Ninja. Oh, they, as I suspected, have quite a force there. What do we want to try and do? None of the above seems like a great idea to me, but... You may quietly observe. Oh, you can do this, though. See if he gets away with this. 50-50 chance. Oh no. At least it looks like he got away. See, there's variations on the cutscenes depending on how it turns out. Like, he can be killed, or he can succeed, or he can just be driven off. Bit of target fixation, yeah. What have they got here, then? Oh, my goodness. That is a lot of... Ah, they have a Metsuke. I guess that's what they're called in this game, Metsukes. They were called Shinobi in the first one. Loads of Ashigaru and loads of Bow Ashigaru. Thing is, I want them to fight me in the field where my cavalry. I almost said casualties there. That's a Freudian slip and a half. My cavalry would actually be useful, but oh dear. Might be a good time to invest in Katana Samurai rather than Katana Cavalry, actually, but oh well. Oh well. Never mind. Could lay siege to the place and just not attack. I suppose that's always an option. You can always dismount Katana Cav if need arises. You can, it's just, you know, it's not ideal. Oh my god, we've been researching stuff and I didn't even notice. Oops. We should probably be researching some of this. But okay. Uh-oh. I just got Metsuke.
Katana cavalry excel against enemy cavalry, but are vulnerable to the spear and the bow.
Jolly good. Ah. Tried and executed. Oh dear. Well, we hardly knew you, Mr. Ninja. No, do not study Way of the Sea. For heaven's sake. We're landlocked, for God's sake. Way of Chi, please. I suppose form is an option. I get a reward for doing that, don't I? Objectives. Yes, if I research form, I get some bow cavalry. 7 turns. Let's go Wave Chief now. Katana Cavalry. Cavalry. Whoa, no, 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 no. Oh, God. Oh, I wish there was an undo button sometimes in this. Satomi, okay. And the Shimazu have been destroyed. Rest in peace, Shimazu. I did not expect that either. First the Mori and then the Shimazu. What is going on out there? Great horsemanship. A renowned horseman has approached the clan, enticed by our reputation for optimum use of cavalry in the field. For a price, this master of horse and mounted combat has offered to help improve the skills of our cavalrymen. He's expensive, but he gives expert horsemanship for 10 turns. I'm not actually going to be recruiting any cavalry for a while now, is the thing. I've got enough already. Yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens with multiplayer. You get to that point where the game is so old that everyone playing it is
Skilled
really good
swordsmen
at it.
with excellent morale. These warriors are the body and soul of any army.
Excellent. Now we're researching Zen. Buddhist temple. Or... go for that. Ah. Well, I'll happily trade out, I guess, a couple of... There we go. Send you guys up there. Shogun 2 is for free, yes. Free to keep, yep. For a limited time, but that doesn't really make sense when I say it like that, but for a limited time it is free, and when you get it, it's yours to keep. There we go. Okay, so... No. Selected the wrong unit. There we go. You guys can come along as well. Soon, gentlemen, soon. Not going to create anything else for now. Our upkeep is getting a bit bloated at the moment. Clan income's down quite a bit. Bought all the DLC for a friend for just 20 bucks total. Not bad. Not bad. Considering that's Rise and Fall of the Samurai are both pretty hefty expansions. Probably add another cavalry to my main army. I mean, can I? Yes, I can. You're right, there was a free slot there. We declare war!
I will
not call my
as
allies.
polite.
No need for that. I don't know, but I'm actually fine with this, I gotta say. I'm gonna just auto-resolve that. Lovely. We lost 6 guys. I probably would have actually lost more if I'd done it manually, so... Brilliant. Get that repaired. Where's my ninja at? Off you pop, matey. Go on. I think that's them wiped out, isn't it? Never trust the sudden disappearance of an army. That is, yeah. Where has it gone? Superior wood acquired. Oh, matron. Carry on, Shogun 2. Oh, I've encountered the Ikoiki. Where? Oh, I suppose we sort of do border them, don't we? The Ikoiki are a fun campaign to play. I like how the intro bit was like, we should take South Shinano after we take North Shinano. And I'm like, yeah, no, because Oda lives there now. Ha ha, forget it. Improve charge those guys now. Nice. Well. That was weird. They had a full stack. They had a full stack and it's gone. Where did it go? It's very suspicious. Ah, excellent. Conflict of beliefs. A man has been found openly proselytizing his Christian beliefs to the enlightened of this province. We can ill afford the risk of religious schism should his teachings begin to influence the people of the clan. We cannot allow the hearts and minds of our peasants to be corrupted by these antithetical beliefs. He must be executed at once, or there is no need for religious persecution. Spiritual harmony can be achieved through discourse and understanding. Want to be bunch of gits about it, or do we want to be nice and enlightened about it? Religious seal. Or Word of God. Converts populace to Christianity. I don't know what the... I can't remember how religion works in this game. Well, I do know that if we convert to Christianity, I think that might give us access to some European goodies. The Ottomo starts as Christian. As a result, they're usually the first faction to die. It's early access to guns, isn't it? Yeah. Do we care very much about guns as Takeda? I'm not sure. Most of Japan will hate you. That's a good point. Execute him! Ah, upgrade this to a rice exchange, eh? Not a bad idea, and roads as well. Alright, Mr. Ninja. What's around the corner? Yusugi and the Ikoiki. It would seem. That's who. The thing about Shogun 2 is there's remarkably little buffer between you and the other major factions in it. I'm already like bordering several of them. Police. Equal fields. You have the sword. No Dachi Dojo. No Dachi Samurai were so good in the original Shogun. They were just the kings of the battlefield, those guys. I go for that. What are our relations with these guys then? The Ikoiki are unfriendly. Satomi over there? Have they taken that bit back off the Hojo? Good grief. Well, for now, I guess I'll trade with them.
Sometimes travelers meet.
Temperament ambitious. Temperament aggressive. Yusugi are friendly with us, which is great news. Integrity dependable. Integrity questionable. Dependable. Integrity sufficient. Ikoiki are bricks. Yeah, you see, I'm looking at them and I'm looking at the Oda and I'm thinking in terms of who do I prefer to fight right now. Apparently they're power strong and the Oda are only power moderate. Smite them now while you can, they spiral out of control pretty quickly. Shame it doesn't give me stats from... Oh, it does. Moderate and prosperity moderate. They are stronger than me right now, apparently. Let's try and trade with the Oda.
I have weapon.
Crazy yellow and purple scheme.
Well.
Hattori as well, we've discovered them apparently. They're one of the DLC clans, aren't they, the Hattori? They're all about ninjas, I think. Yeah, chat seems to agree that the Ikoiki must be destroyed, so... Ikoiki delenda est. Very well. They also seem... it seems to me like their armies are occupied elsewhere as well, so... Now would be a good time to strike. Although, unfortunately, the Yusugi are kind of in the way. I wonder if we can do something about that.
Welcome. Be seated, and tell me of the concerns that bring you here.
They would accept an alliance. Alright.
My friend.
Does that include military access, just as a general thing, or... Oh no, it doesn't. Being allied does not get you military access. Okay, good to know.
My good friend, tell me what concerns you. And together, we will resolve your problems.
Threaten. Cannot agree to this. Damn. It's annoying.
This is...
Oh, hang on a minute. There is a thing you can do, isn't there, in this game? You can just go... you can go to them and you can say...
Come. Let us take
Military
tea and
access,
talk.
5 turns.
Then after we have agreed,
And then...
what other pleasures
Oh, no,
will
no,
we
no,
enjoy?
no. I got that wrong. Whoops. Military access, 5 turns, and then you can... Oh, I thought there was a way to sort of make it so that you ask them what they would accept in return for that. It's unacceptable. Now it's satisfactory, apparently. How much money have I got? Demand 5, give 10. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's try that. Yeah, they'll go for that, apparently. Alright. Give them the kitchen sink as well. Alright, good stuff. Okay, that brings us up to there. I'm happy to declare war next turn, honestly. What should we do with you guys? Let's send you back this way. I'm going to need to recruit a second army at some point here, aren't I? So, Yamanuchi. We are at peace with those guys. Do they like us very much? The Yamanuchi. They are indifferent, but we are trading with them. Okay. Oh yeah, and these guys took that back off the Hojo. That's I didn't expect that, honestly, but hey. Slay them icky ecos. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm not fighting the Oda right now, mateys. Mounting and rest. That's a problem. Is there anything we can do about that? Oh, it's religious problems, isn't it? Very well, we will exempt you from tax for now. Oh, where's my ninja at? Back this way, chum. Sabotage gates. It's not looking likely. Give it a try. You never know. Do it for the cutscene. Yeah, I know, right? Well, that didn't go very well, did it? Oh, it's not over yet. Is he gonna get away? I think he's gotten away. Okay, good. Didn't trip over a shoelace at the end there and then die. The death cutscenes are always the funniest by far. Like, there is a small part of me every time I do one of those that I actually hope he's going to die and fail critically. Because it's just funny. Does anyone remember Tenchu? Those ninja games? I miss those. There was that game Aragami which I picked up a little while ago, hoping it would be a modern Tenchu, but unfortunately it really wasn't. Tenchu, yeah, it was bloody brilliant, wasn't it? I never played like any of the full games, but I had a demo from official Xbox magazine, demo disc with a bunch of stuff on there, like metal arms glitching the system and a few other bits and pieces as well. Some really nice stuff on there, but one of the demos on there was Tenchu, and I must have played that demo to death so many times because I enjoyed it so much. Days of demo discs, yeah, I know, right? There was some good stuff on those. Alright, Ikuiki. All allies. Tempted to call the Yusugi in.
But do not imagine for one moment.
Let's give it a try. Alright. I really should auto-resolve, but at the same time... Well, I got warrior monks. This is like, it makes Iko-Iki infamous. But I'm actually going to do it properly, because we've not had a battle in a while. Have I played Rise/Fall? Yeah, I have. Not as much as the vanilla, but I have played them. Warrior monks are scary, yeah. The warrior nuns are pretty fucking scary too, to be honest. I tried them out in a custom battle, and I think they managed to get surrounded completely by the enemy, and yet they still killed twice as many as they lost. They were scary, and they were up against proper samurai as well. They weren't like chewing into Ashigaru peasants or anything. They were fighting samurai, and they were just tearing through them. Warrior monkeys. Warrior monkeys, indeed. Speaking of which, speaking of warrior monkeys, I do want to do a Bandar Log campaign in Dominions 5 at some point. They're on my list. Those crazy apes.
いざ武田の武者どもよ、己の役目を忘れるな。立ちさばきを天に任せれば、おのずと運は開かれる。敵軍を自国に送るのじゃ。敵は米俵に閉じ込められたネズミのようなもの。逃げ場はない。自らの血で。
Use lots of bones to snipe them down. That's probably what I'll try and do, yeah. Very honorable of me, I know. But I will probably just try and turn them into pincushions. I also noticed in the custom battles that you can take a faction from the vanilla campaign, for example, and have them play against a Fall of the Samurai faction. Just in case you wanted to have a horde of samurai charge into Gatling guns.
兄者は皆を誇りに思っておられるに違いない。この戦に勝ち、兄者をさらに喜ばせようぞ。
Alright, look at that. That's a serious army I've got here now. Serious enough that it's making my frame rate dip when I pan over them. Right. Angle, where do we want to come at them from? I guess this will do fine, really. Oh my god, yeah. The frames! The frames! I always thought this game was pretty well optimized. I'm a little bit surprised right now by how bad these frames are. Putting swordsmen on the flanks instead of spearmen. Weird, I know, but bear with me. Oh my god, we're gonna have to stop soon, folks. I only just noticed it's 6:45. Apologies, everyone. Must be the recording. I mean, I guess. Weird. I mean, Total War games are monstrously hardware intensive on a good day, but I am a little surprised. Have you ever seen the game Battle Brothers? Deadbeat, I was playing it earlier today. I was playing it this morning. It's a fantastic game. It's like turn-based Mount and Blade, and I love it. It reminds me a bit of Mordheim. It sort of gives you the same, similar sort of feels. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Battle Brothers. I really like that game. Although I'm playing it on beginner still, like a pleb, using the tutorial mercenary company, but I am enjoying it immensely. Someone told me the other day I should do a Dudley the Destroyer Battle Brothers campaign where I play as a barbarian unit. I have to admit, it's tempting. See you, Scatterbrain. Gotta go work on some papers for the end of the semester. Good luck. I'm gonna be done here very soon myself anyway, so I don't think you're gonna be missing much. Oh, game. Ah, Shogun 2, why you do this? That's 2 battles in a row now. Oh, well. Do you know what? Do you know what, guys? Do you know what we're going to do? I'm going to load up Battle Brothers for like the last 15 minutes of the stream. That's what I'm going to do. God damn it. Yeah, it's twice now. 2 battles in a row, it's done that. I don't know why. Really wonky performance and crashes. Something's wrong with my Shogun 2, guys. I don't know what it is. Very odd. Might be something to do with it with OBS, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Strange. Finally caught me live. Matt, oh, I'm sorry, dude. We're down to like the last 15 minutes. The stream's almost over. I'm sorry. I'm just, because the game has crashed twice on me now, I'm just about to load up Battle Brothers for the last 15 minutes so I can demo it a bit for folks. Yeah, no mods either. No mods. Like I said, there seems to be no excuse. How long have I been streaming today? I think I started around 4 o'clock-ish, so about 3 hours. Right. Battle Brothers. Do you know, I'm edging ever closer to embarking on that Baldur's Gate playthrough I've been threatening to do. The icon's right here on my desktop. I just noticed because I was cycling through my icons pressing B and it came up and I was like, Baldur's Gate again, huh? Possibly. I might skip the first game, though. I mean, part of me wants to do the whole saga, but also part of me wants to desperately skip the first game because it's just not that great these days. It was wonderful when it first came out, but nah. Okay, now Battle Brothers is misbehaving. Come on. Fucking load up. There we go. Brilliant. I'm just going to load up the campaign I've been playing. The Boar's Head is the name of our mercenary company. Basic because I found a cool Boar's Head flag, and I was like, right, we're going to be called the Boar's Head. So, here we go. World map. Randomly generated each time, I believe, is the world map. Which does set it apart from Mount and Blade. Various factions and towns. And we are a little mercenary company, and we go around doing mercenary things. Mostly it involves killing bandits. Admittedly, that seems to be 80% of the gameplay, at least so far, killing bandits. But occasionally you do fight monsters. I think I was down here? In this town? Or I think it was actually might have been this town, Dornan, down here. And I had to fight these creepy monsters that only came during the night, and my mercenary band had to sort of wait up till the wee hours. It was very 13th Warrior. You know, like you know in the 13th Warrior when they're all crowded into the King's Hall, and they're all waiting, pretending to be asleep when the Bendo come. It was very like that, and then the fight began, and I played against these monsters that were really creepy looking, and they blinked all over the place with magic, and oh man, it was really cool. But yeah, most of it seems to involve fighting bandits at the moment. At the moment, I have a job here to deliver cargo to Sigbold the Younger in Dornan, about a day to the south by road. So we're going back to Dornan, basically, where I fought those monsters. Great. It's paused right now, but I can speed it up. That's our little band there walking along. In fact, we can have a look at them. We have Ulfert the Weasel. We have Joss the Rock, who's currently injured, actually. He's got light wounds for another day. We have Giselher, however you pronounce that. We have Henrik. We have Halstein the Fearless, with a gigantic axe. We have Gerald the Smith. We have Hartbert the Giant, Yanold the Fleet, and Harold at the back there with a crossbow. Yes, I'm using a crossbow. Shocking, I know. It's quite good with it too. This is our stash, and like in Mount and Blade, you have food, which goes down over the days, but you also have ammunition supplies, which you can see at the top here. Ammunition supplies, because that you refill your arrows and stuff from that stash after every battle. You got medical supplies as well for healing, and you have tools and supplies for repairing your gear, and your gear gets damaged incredibly frequently in this. As you can see, a lot of the stuff in my inventory here is various stages of battered. So that's right. Click there. I do like the sort of nice hand-drawn art style. Quite good. It's ageless is the thing with games like this. It's like, you know how Age of Empires 2 and Rise of Nations look way better than Empire Earth, because Empire Earth decided to go 3D and they stayed 2D, and as a result, years later they look much better. At Dornan, after some looking, a man asks who you're looking for. Okay, I'm getting the impression that the dev team might not be English native speakers. When you say Sigbold the Younger, he points you out toward a nearby paddock where a man is strutting about on a rather opulent-looking horse. You walk on over, and the man rears the steed and asks if that's the cargo Havard the Trader Master sent. You nod. Leave it here, there at your feet. I'll come and get it. You don't, instead asking about your pay. The man sighs and whistles to a bodyguard who hurries over. See to it that this sellsword gets the pay he deserves. That's usually the bit where they cut off your head in a movie, isn't it? But finally, you put the crate on the ground and make your leave. We get 420 crowns, which is important because our daily salary is not insignificant right now. We pay out 123 crowns per day to our dudes. But anyway, welcome to town. We've run out of tools and supplies, so let's go to the market and get some more tools and supplies. There we go. Not cheap either. 399 crowns just for 20 tools and supplies. Got some other bits and bobs here too. Some food. Luckily, I don't think we really need much right now. Might re-stack up on grains, actually, though. There we go. Paint remover. Yeah, you can paint helmets and shields and stuff in this as well. A little paint set. You can do that to paint a shield. Might get that, actually, just for fun. A few bits and bobs here. Like, the general traders tend to have some, you know, low-tier bits of equipment available. But, like, if you find a dedicated armorer, or in this case a Fletcher, for example, you'll find the good stuff. So here we've got light crossbows, a heavy crossbow. Look at that monster. Crossbow. War bows. Some of the equipment in this is mega expensive. Hunting bow. I've got a guy with a crossbow and I've got a guy with a bow at the back of my formation. I wouldn't mind upgrading their gear. And a bundle of javelins too. And some throwing axes. This game is intensely German. I like it. Hamburg is the studio HQ, yeah. Fair enough. I like a good Euro RPG, I gotta say. I don't want to call it Euro jank, because this game really is not very janky at all. But I like a good European RPG. Those guys have a very specific taste in role-playing games, and I very much dig that taste. Let's see. So we can go here to look directly at our guys. So we've got Yanold the Fleet here. He currently has a short bow. And he's got these as secondary weapons. His damage 30 to 50, 35% of damage ignores armor, 50% effective against armor. Not amazingly effective, the short bow, but the main advantage of it seems to be that you can fire it a couple of times a turn. Versus the crossbow, which you have to fire and then reload in a single turn. So you only get to fire it once. But if it hits, the crossbow does shit tons of damage. It's awesome. These days I should play the OG Fallouts. Yeah, I probably should, actually. At least Fallout 1. It's been a while. Light crossbow, 30, 50, 50% damage ignores armor, 60% effective against armor. Versus, what has he got available? What? Sorry, what, is it a light crossbow he's got? Yeah, it is a light crossbow, so getting a regular crossbow would be an upgrade. Very expensive upgrade, but could ultimately be worth it, potentially. But also I could get a hunting bow for what's-his-face. That might actually be the better investment right now, because I think his short bow is a bit crap. I think I might go for it. There we go. Sell a few bits of crap I've got here. Congrats, you've got a hunting bow now, Yanold. And I might as well sell that. Ian with his SMG, man. Vic is the worst. Vic. I probably died more times in my last run of Fallout to Vic than I did to actual enemies. I'm reasonably confident in making that guess that actually I died more times to Vic than enemies. As a tavern, we can pick up rumors and stuff here. Baldur's Gate style, you can spend some cash and get some rumors. Occupied hovel, some people say it's haunted, the dead walking and all, somewhere west of here. Maybe someone else in Dornan can tell you more. Ooh, interesting. And we can buy a round for our men to cheer them up, because morale is a thing in this game. At least Ian had infinite carry capacity. True. Yeah. Let's do it. There you go. Yanold, the fleet is now in good spirits. He should be. I bought him a new bow. Let's see. The various towns have different active effects as well. Right here we've got rebuilding effort. There's an effort to rebuild the nearby dye maker. Building materials are in high demand and low supply. So if we could, being a trader is totally an option in this game. In fact, there's a specific start that allows you to start as a merchant. So you can go from town to town being a medieval trader. That's totes the thing. And also, this kind of looks creepy. Disappearing villagers. Villagers have been disappearing from this town, putting everyone on edge. Fewer potential recruits are to be found on the streets, and people deal less favorably with strangers. Yeah. Speaking of recruits, we can get some in each town by going to here. You have a selection of different guys. This guy's expensive because he's higher level. It's quite rare seeing one of these lads about, but he's a hunter. Now, if I had the money, I'd consider it, actually. Daily cost is magnificently big, though. But each of them has various backgrounds. This guy's a refugee, for example. This guy is a vagabond. This guy is a gambler. They have unknown character traits and a little bio that explains their background. And you can hire them straight away, or you can spend a little gold, and it says here 36 gold in his case, 184 in his, 37 in his, to try them out, which gives the selected recruit a proper tryout to reveal his hidden character traits, if any. Because sometimes they can come with really bad character traits that you don't want. So it's sometimes worth it to try them out first, just to see if you actually want them. I am not interested in recruiting anyone right now, personally. But we've got a couple of contracts available. One that's like 2 skull difficulty, one that's mega easy. Let's try this one first. You find Sigbold the Younger reading a scroll. He throws the paper at you and asks you to read off the names. The handwriting is difficult, but not more so than the names themselves. You stop and apologize, stating that you are not from these parts. The man nods and takes the scroll back. "'Tis all right, Sellsword. If you were wondering, those were the names of men, women, and children who have passed in the last week." Last week? There are a lot of names on that list. The man, seeming to read you, nods somberly. "I were in a bad way. So many lives lost. We believe this to be the work of foul creatures, beasts beyond our ability to reason." Oh my goodness, we're going to kick this off apparently with a beast fight. Interesting. All right. "Obviously, we'd like you to go find and destroy them. Would you be interested in such a task, mercenary?" Now, I'm pretty sure this is the town that I had the monster contract with previously, so perhaps this is something of a follow-up to it. Let's talk pay. "Rest assured that what I'm offering you now is a fine price for your work. You'll be paid 70 crowns in advance and another 300 when the job is done." Well, it is an easy contract, so that's quite low pay, but it is an easy one, so... The Monster Hunter background has a little Geralt icon. Yeah, it does. You can actually start with a party of Monster Hunters. It's one of the alternative starts available, if I recall. I'm going to try and haggle for a bit more. If you take this instead, you'll get 80 crowns in advance and another 320 when the job is done. I accept. The contract you negotiated is as follows. Do you agree to the terms? Hunt down what terrorizes Dornan, get 80 crowns in advance and 320 on completion. I accept. Very well. So, it looks like there's some beast tracks here, which we will follow. Direwolves. Oh boy, okay. Well, they're not like proper monsters, but some direwolves. Very well. Ooh, they move fast. Wow, okay. Well, first up, let's shoot one with a crossbow bolt. 54% chance to hit on virtual. I'm heated 57%. Now, you've got to be careful and look out for those little red shield icons like there, because that indicates that you're likely to hit that instead of the target. And if you've got a red shield icon over one of your own men, then obviously you don't want to fire. Because friendly fire is definitely a thing in this. Shoot him in the face. And reload. Let's see. End turn for him. Jost. Okay. Now you have movement points. It's kind of almost XCOM style, like old school XCOM style in that respect. He will be able to fight after completing his movements, so off you go, Jost. Let's just go for a slash. And he missed. Oh dear, that's not great. Quick shot. We can do a quick shot or an aimed shot. I'm going to try for a quick shot. Nice, and again. Missed. Henrik now. Gonna get him to move like that. Can't do spear wall because he doesn't have enough AP left, I think. Or something. Can't be used because his character's engaged in melee. Alright, never mind. So I think I'll try for a thrust. There we go. Halstein, my big axe man. Now, I believe, yeah, his strike with this has an extra bit of range on it. So if we go like this... Oh, smack! Look at that. He really does a lot of damage with that axe. It's really nice. Don't think this game gets enough love. I think I agree with you, honestly. I've not seen a lot of people playing this. And it really deserves a bit more attention because it's quite marvellous. Right. Heartbutt. Chop. And Ulford. Ulford's a new guy. He's got the shitty equipment at the moment. Got him as the result of a random event, actually. Move him there. And spear wall. Okay, and then Gazella. We can move like that. And then we can bash, knockout. I might give knockout a try, actually. And Geralt. Geralt of Trivia. I do amuse myself. Benefit of having shield that right there. And some armor. Alright. See, now we have a problem, because I can't really shoot anything without potentially hitting my own guys, so let's move you like this. And now I think we should be able to shoot over them. There we go. That missed? Really? Wow. I am disappointed, Harold. Okay, big axe. Missed. Again, there we go. Now he's got some debuffs on him now. Deep abdominal cut, and he's breaking morale-wise, so he's going to start running away. Very graphic, given all the characters are little nebby boys. Yeah, there's a game called Stone Shard, which has a almost similar aesthetic to this, actually, which again is also kind of has a slightly adorable aesthetic, but has an incredibly gruesome and detailed wounding system. Unfortunately, that one is still in very early access. I've played a bit of it, but and I really enjoyed it, but there's not a lot of content there at the moment. Strike! Missed. Never mind. Geralt. Finish off this beast. There we go. Now, flanking dudes does help, obviously. It actually lowers their morale in addition to everything else. Missed. Smack with the mace. There we go. Didn't like that. Fractured elbow and wavering. Step around the side. And there's a D&D kind of attack of opportunity system as well. Once you get into a zone of control, you're sort of pinned there until you deal with the guy. If you try to move away, there's a good chance you'll take damage. So you can use that to your advantage and can sometimes be to your disadvantage as well.
We're watching you.
Reload, and 53% chance to hit. 58 even. Do it. Nice. Prince of God, 10 months of subbage. Thanks very much. Hey Dave, hope you're doing okay. Thanks for all the content. I'm doing fine for now, thanks. You're quite welcome. Right, and can we finish him off with this axe? One of them, anyway. Ah, oh, smack dead. Very nice. This guy's really come into his own now. He's got a decent long axe. Previously, he was using a woodcutter axe, which was another big two-handed axe, but it didn't have the range on it that this does. Which meant that he was always having to end up getting right up into the grills and taking a lot of damage. Yeah, Halstein would regularly be the guy that got the most wounded in every battle I did, but now he's in a good position actually. Push this stupid wolf off. Come on. There we go. So that was a pretty easy battle. It usually tends to be more heads rolling and blood flying around when you fight against a large bandit gang or something. But these direwolves didn't put up much of a fight. To be fair, it was an easy contract, so like you had one skull on the banner, so. And Jost got a level up, and so did Ulfert, the weasel. That's I gave him the title the Weasel because he actually has a trait related to that. We've got adrenaline glands for direwolves. They're worth quite a bit of money. Someone somewhere will probably have a use for it. I'm counting on it. The beasts slain. You order your men to take their pelts as evidence. Your employer, Sigbold the Younger, should be most happy to see them. Brilliant. Now, let's have a look at our guys. Ulfert the Weasel. He's called the Weasel because... Weasel! His character is swift as a weasel. Unfortunately, he seems to only be able to call on this ability when running to save his life. Plus 25% melee defense while retreating. The underuse of spears in fantasy role-playing games is criminal. Yeah, I quite agree. They're not a very sexy weapon, are they? Is the problem. If you're a capital P protagonist in a fantasy tale, you got to have a sword, really. You got to have a sword. Maybe a hammer. Maybe a hammer if your name is Sigmar or Robert Baratheon. But mostly you got to have a sword. Spears, that's what peasants use, you know. That's what the people who, you know, the freaking red shirts use. For some reason, it's just the way it is. Anyway, let's level them up. We got stats here. Slightly Morrowind-esque, sort of Elder Scrolls-esque level up system here, with like you get numbers that you can increase it by. They seem to be a bit random though. I always go for hit points. Always go for hit points. And I think we'll take melee skill and some melee defense. Very good. He's level 2 now, and he can have a perk as well. Fast adaptation, crippling strikes. Colossus is usually a good one because it gives you plus 25% hit points just straight away. And since that is ultimately what stops you from dying, I feel like it's the most useful one. 9 lives is alright though as well. Once per battle upon receiving a killing blow, survive instead with a few hit points left. That's saved these guys' asses once or twice. Bags and belts, Pathfinder, Adrenaline, which allows you to skip ahead in the turn order, which is kind of nice. Recover, and Student. I'm going to go with Colossus. More hit points is always good. Or Claudius, yeah, I suppose he had a hammer. He did have a sword as well, though, so he was kind of cheating a bit, really. And Jost the Rock, he's level 4 now. More health. He has a lot of range skill considering I don't use a ranged weapon with him. More melee defense. And only one melee skill. I tell you what, we'll take the +4 on something else. Initiative maybe? Resolve? Max fatigue? Initiative, let's go with that. And another perk for him. And he's got way more perks available to him to choose from as well, so... Questions, what do I want to go with? He's got a shield, so shield expert's probably good. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Hercules used a bloody great club. Yeah, he did, didn't he, I suppose? Good point. Oh, I forgot to use my paint set. Oh, that won't do. Who's got a cool shield? You. Gisela. You've got a nice big heater shield. I'm going to use it on that. Which will paint it into the company colours. There you go. Now I've got a boar's head on there. Kind of expensive to paint up all your shields to match the colours of your company, but, you know, worth doing. Just for fun. Just a second, folks. Right, that was my cue. I actually need to go. I'm being shouted. Right, yeah, we've gone a bit over. Approximately bloody 15 minutes or so over time, actually, so fair enough. Right. Ladies and gents, let's just quickly go back to town. Just quickly go back to town and turn in this quest. Please. I'd really like to do that. I want my money. I want my money. There you go. Getting word of your doings, your battles with the monsters. Landrick, a fellow councilman of Dornan, has your payment outside. 320 crowns is agreed upon. And the people of Dornan, fee you though they may, are blessed all the same by your arrival here. Thank you, mercenary. No longer has disappearing villagers because they're not being eaten by direwolves anymore. Great. Alright. I'm going to drop a save. Save 6. There we go. And that is it for this stream, folks. Little bonus bit of Battle Brothers at the end there. Might do a proper big old stream of this game at some point. Wouldn't be a terrible candidate for YouTube either, actually. I have to say. But anyway. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. Man, even Battle Brothers crashed when I tried to exit it. I'm having a great day right now with regards to crashing. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Thank you very much. I'm just going to see if there's anyone we can raid. The answer is yes. Zemolf is playing the new XCOM game, so we'll raid him. There we go. He's playing Chimera Squad. I'm not big into the new XCOM games myself, but Zemolf is really good at them. I remember him doing a YouTube playthrough, which almost became semi-famous. I remember it appearing in like video game magazine articles and stuff. He played all the way through Enemy Within on like the hardest possible difficulty. And he was let's playing it at the same time. It's madness. But anyway, go say hello to Zemolf for me. I am going to leave you for now, and I will be back whenever. There is no current streaming schedule at the moment, I am afraid. I'll just be back whenever with whatever game I am to fancy playing that day. Have a good one, everybody. There is a Dominions 5 video up on YouTube as well, which you can go watch. Part 6, the final part of the little mini Marverni campaign is up on YouTube for you to peruse. And I should have more Witcher for you tomorrow as well. So thanks very much, everybody. Toodaloo.